Welcome to Stars EU Highlights, a podcast series where we explore European values for innovation in the field of education.
Welcome to this episode of Stars EU Highlights. I'm Cecilia Becerra Brito, and today we'll be exploring how universities can act as real engines of social change in the regions and beyond. Under the title From Campuses to Communities, Universities Driving Social Change in Europe, we want to look at how higher education institutions in non-capital regions connect their teaching, research and partnerships with the everyday lives of citizens, local governments and civil society. Recently, the United Nations University published an analysis titled Dutch Election Should Make Europe's Universities Think Local, which warns that universities risk losing public support if communities no longer feel connected to them. The article argues that European universities must combine international excellence with a strong local engagement, particularly through widening access for first-generation students and valuing civic impact alongside research performance. So, our guest today is Dr. Dorina Gjipali. Hello and welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
She's a lecturer at the Faculty of Political and Legal Sciences at Alexander Moisiu University of Durrës in Albania. Her background is in law and international law with studies at the University of Bologna and a PhD from the Institute of European Studies at the University of Tirana. She's also part of the steering committee of the Stars EU Alliance, and Alexander Moisiu University is one of the Albania's newest public universities, located in the ancient port city of Durrës. It's a rapidly growing student-centered institution that follows an American-style education model, and is an active member of the Stars EU Alliance, engaging in European projects and regional development initiatives. So let's start with this question we have prepared for you, okay? Dorina, from your perspective, what does social change mean when we talk about the role of universities in Europe today?
First of all, thank you for this interesting discussion. I think the role of universities over the last decades has changed because we hear more and more in European universities now talking and discussing about the third mission that universities should have and should realize. When we talk about universities, we generally focus on education, on teaching, and on research. But there's a third aspect connected with a third mission that means what does the universities do for our societies, our communities, in terms of impact, in terms of connecting research and education with the needs of these communities, and most of all, in what reports, if there's a connection, a real connection between our communities and the universities, working together for offering not only solutions, dedicated solutions for the problems that our communities, especially local and regional communities, has. And I think that the role of the universities for being a real social changer, for bringing social change and for being a real driver of social change has changed over the years. So in this context, being also part of an alliance that has in focus the regional transition, so how our universities can contribute to empower people, to empower regions, to bring innovation in our communities, to bring knowledge, to transfer knowledge and to transfer technology for the needs of our communities and societies is very important in terms of collaboration. Let me make some examples of this third mission because the third mission is very connected with what we call social responsibility of the universities. We, as universities, are not buildings. Closed buildings with people inside that produce science, produce research, produce knowledge, but this knowledge should be used for our communities. In these terms, the social responsibility now is one of the focal points of the quality assurance criteria and standards of the universities, because the impact that the university has, the social responsibility that the university takes toward the community that represents, because the universities are part of our cities, are part of our communities. So in these terms, they should be near the community by themselves. So some good examples, good practices that bring today the European universities inside the Stars U Alliance, but even other universities, are connected generally with joint initiatives where the communities are not only receivers, but are contributors, in the sense that how we combine the possibility to work together with our community. When I talk about the community, I talk about the local entities, the organizations part, civil society part of our communities, but also in the social dimension focused on the role of structures inside universities as the law clinics, with their support offering pro bono aid, so free legal aid for the community for their needs, or social services initiatives in function of special categories of our communities. And in terms like that, I think that now we have universities that feel this responsibility and want to do more and more, want the communities to be their partners in their initiatives, in their projects, in their research, and want to contribute with real impact in the communities.
So we need each other.
We need each other. We can't produce innovation. We can produce growth, economic growth, but even we can't. I want to connect this with the role of the students, because, as you know, the students are the most important persons in our university. So the university has in focus the student, and it's very important to teach to our students that they should be good professionals, but should be most of all good citizens. And to be a good citizen, you should share the values that the European Union has about social responsibility, inclusion, to take care of categories of people that are more disadvantaged than others, that need people with vulnerabilities and things like categories like this, because it's important for these people to feel that are not alone. They need the support of the students, of the universities, for the challenges they face in everyday life.
Okay, so building on that, let me ask you, could you share some examples of how Alexander Moisiu University works with local communities in Durrës through teaching, research, or legal clinics to address social challenges?
Of course, we are the second biggest university in Albania. You mentioned the newest public university, but as number of students, we are the second biggest university. We are very near the capital city, that is Tirana, but we are a regional university. And our needs, the needs of our community, of Durrës community, are diverse respecting to the capital city and the communities around the capital city. So our focus, most of all, is in three dimensions. We collaborate very much with our main stakeholders. And I want to mention here the municipality that has the main role as our biggest partner when they need our expertise, our support in everyday issues like policy, like trainings, like services offered by universities and knowledge transfer and so on. They come to our university and express their needs, and we try our best with all our faculties, with our study programs and the students focused on the practice part of the study programs to support them. Another dimension is focused on the volunteering. We are very active with the students in volunteering. Some good examples are we are coastal city, and sometimes we are very worried about the blue ecosystem, about all the initiatives connected with the sea, with the port. The port of Durrës is the main and the biggest in Albania. So another dimension is connected with our legal clinic. We have a very focused legal clinic, which in diverse situations represented the citizens that have no financial possibilities to have lawyer. They come to our legal clinic, and the students and the professors of the Faculty of Law support them with counseling them, giving them legal advices, or supporting them in producing the documents they need for the authorities. So I think these are some first steps toward the realizing of the third mission of Alexander Moisiu University, but we are going further. We are now in the phase that based even on the objectives that the STARS-U Alliance has, we are creating the Knowledge and Technology Transfer Office that will be a focal point for all the businesses of the community, the industry, and all the, let's say, the part that need our expertise, the part of the society that needs our expertise, to support them more. So we call this services to third parties. And this expertise serves to the university because financing the university for giving solutions, we can increase our capacities in terms of infrastructure for offering even more innovative solutions for our communities and society.
Okay, so this makes me wonder about the students themselves. In your research on democracy, human rights, and public policy, how do you see students becoming agents of change in the regions?
I think that focusing on the institutional mindset of the university that is changing, the first individuals that have almost a changed mindset are the students. They are more near the new knowledge, are near the innovation, are part of the problems of the society, of the communities, and they are the first that need our support to be agents of change. With this, I mean that we have a lot of common initiatives with our community in Durrës, as I mentioned, but we can't realize these initiatives without our students. Our students are the main and the focal point of these initiatives, focusing on volunteering, on pro bono aid, focusing on diverse inclusion initiatives, offering trainings for middle schools, offering open lectures, our alumni or our actual students, what are the human rights, especially in the law faculty. We have initiatives that we talk about the Constitution, what are the human rights, what does it mean for from the students from the elementary school to the high school to know their rights, their obligations as citizens, and so on. The civic parts, the importance of the civic part of the engagement of our students is also part of our curricula. So we have some modules that are focused on this contribution of the students, and they gain credits in these modules for their volunteering, for their social engagement, and we're very proud about that, because we know that when students do these things, they feel more responsible. They feel that they have contributed to the society, not only to the university. They feel that someone is interested about their product, their opinion, their contribution. They feel more understood, and as I mentioned before, being engaged inside the university, they will be engaged even tomorrow in the society.
Yeah, and I find that particularly inspiring. Now, let's broaden the lens to the universities themselves. Many non-capital universities are trying to balance internationalization with local responsibility. What specific opportunities and tensions do you observe in a context like Albania?
Being part of an alliance as STARS-EU Alliance has changed even more the mindset of our universities in terms of exchange of good practices. So we are 9 diverse universities, all European universities, but very different between them in terms of number of students, in terms of programs, in terms of main fields of education, and so on. But exchanging our experience, especially in our contribution, in our engagement toward the regional transition that is our focus, gave us diverse perspectives where we should focus more and what joint initiatives we can do all together as alliance for empowering our regions. And in these terms, I mentioned before some initiatives, but we are even more focused in the STARS-EU Alliance to take actions not only as part of the realization of the objectives that the alliance has by itself, but also in terms of thematic interest groups built upon the needs and the main, let's say, pillars where today the European Union is focused, like digital transition, like green transition, like inclusion and diversity. In these terms, we have 9 thematic interest groups. One of them is inclusion and social justice, that has taken several initiatives involving students and teachers in very important topics, producing exchange in terms of BIPs, in terms of exchanging knowledge toward our modules in our curriculum. And through these initiatives, we are trying to focus more on how our universities deal with these challenges that are facing our universities and societies.
Okay, so now let's take this conversation a step further. Looking ahead, what priorities should European and regional policies adopt if we really want universities to become drivers of inclusive and sustainable social transformation?
We should focus more on stable and long-term partnerships with our communities. And this is a bottom-up approach. So we need the support of the European Union's for our communities, to invest more in our communities, to invest more and support the local initiatives, because it's not a matter of a single or diverse initiatives. They should be the path forward. They should not be for a moment, for 1 year and 2 years, and then we stop. This support should be for the future, to build this partnership and to build stable and long-term partnerships. We need the support of our governance, of our local governance, and as I mentioned, a bottom-up approach from European Union to our national governance and then to our local governance in financing more and more these initiatives that bring real impacts and changes the relationship that universities today have with their with their communities. It's very important to understand that universities apply for European funds for projects and so on, but they are temporarily. To have sustainable internships and relationships in the future, we should have this support for long term. And the other thing that I think that we should focus, it's about the students. If we want our students to be agents of change, we should give them the possibility to do more exchanges, to support more the mobility of our students, to support more their startups, their initiatives, to support more their new ideas, because they have a lot of new ideas, and to implement them and to be new agents of change, they need more support.
Okay, so thank you, Dorina. We have reached the end of this episode of From Campuses to Communities, Universities Driving Social Change in Europe. I would like to warmly thank Dr. Dorina Gjipali, for sharing her insights, experiences, and examples from Alexander Moisiu University of Durrës, and for reminding us that social change is built through everyday decisions and teaching, research, and community engagement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to everyone who has been watching and listening through the different platforms of the Stars EU Alliance. We hope this conversation has sparked new ideas about how universities can strengthen their ties with local communities while remaining active European actors. From Tenerife, this is all for today. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to meeting you again in the next episode of Stars EU Alliance.
Stars EU, transforming regions, empowering people.